Welcome back. You're watching HFO-TV. HFO-TV is co-sponsored by J.R. Johnson LLC, specialists in multifamily restoration and repair work. Gantry Incorporated, the nation's largest independent mortgage banking firm.
Welcome back to HFO-TV. My name's Tyler Johnson. I'm a partner with HFO Investment Real Estate. Today with me virtually is Michael Gratteri, Head of Business Development and Partnerships for Swiftlane, a developer of smart building technology based in San Francisco. Welcome, Michael.
Hello, thanks for having me, appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about Swiftlane. This is fascinating technology.
Yeah, we are one of the leaders in smart security technology, face recognition access, and video intercom. It's a full-on multi-family security tech solution, so we do focus on the multifamily industry. That's our bread and butter.
I was on your website last week checking some things out, and one of the things that really appeals to me is the facial recognition software at the kiosk, or if you will, at the door. So a tenant comes in, they forgot their keys, and they want to have access to the unit. They simply walk up and smile, and it recognizes them, then the door opens.
Yeah, and they actually don't have to smile. So yeah, you walk up to the door and within a couple of seconds that door opens. A really frictionless, high security experience. You don't have to have anything hard copy. You don't even need your phone with you. All you need is your face.
What are some of the benefits that you are seeing with this technology?
Great question. As far as the benefits, I've already touched on that with the last question. A couple points is it's much lower friction and much higher security. So you could think about a couple scenarios. You have one scenario where you have that woman with a baby in one hand, a bunch of bags in another. She doesn't have to fumble for her key card or even her phone, and she can easily get that door unlocked by using her face, because again, you walk up to that device, and if you're within 3 to 6 feet or so of that device, it's gonna try to recognize you and then trigger an unlock. Another situation may be is when someone goes on a run. They may not be carrying anything with them, or maybe just their phone, and sometimes not even that. You know, people want a really free run with nothing, and they don't need to worry about carrying anything in that situation. From a security perspective, it does a lot. Number one, you don't have to worry about a key or a key card being cloned. What most people are not aware of is that most buildings have prox cards, which are very easy to clone. They're non-encrypted. There's very few buildings that will have encrypted key cards. So with those non-encrypted prox cards, you could go to Amazon or a grocery store for really cheap. You could clone these cards. So it's a big security risk having anything hard copy, even if it's a smartphone, which is a better form of access than a key or a key card. But nothing beats the face. That's going to be the most high security experience. And then you also get images of people coming in, and then images of people who are denied as well. You're not going to get that with other capabilities.
It's unique what you say. I was touring an apartment community a couple weeks ago, and there was a key fob door system. And the tenants were complaining to us that someone loses their key fob, they all have to get new fobs. And it seems like that was happening quite often. So this technology would basically eliminate that problem.
Absolutely, yeah. We work with many buildings who have went keyless, or at least 75% keyless. They try to minimize anything hard copy as much as possible, because it's a big time operational burden for that property management team to have to worry about issuing new key cards every time they get lost or stolen, which happens quite often. So operational burden for that property management team, and also operational, not operational, but then a burden for those residents.
Can you elaborate a little bit on the technology itself, the accuracy and the reliability of the face recognition?
Yeah, absolutely. So how we ensure that we have the most accurate system out there, and first off, this is where the company started. We started out really simple as far as the product is concerned. When we first started, really only face recognition access and then mobile access, but we're really pushing that face recognition access. And now we've turned into a full multifamily community solution for every single access point. So we spent 6+ months building that technology. The reason why it is so accurate as far as allowing and then denying the people that need to be denied is, number one, when you go through the registration process, it's a self-registration process, by the way, through your smartphone after you receive an invite from an admin. Through that self-registration process, it's actually taking a 2D map of your face. Once you're done with that process and you start to utilize the Swiftlane device, it is taking a 3D map of your face to prevent any spoofing from happening. And for those who don't know what spoofing is, that is when someone tries to stick up a big picture on the device, hoping that the door will open. And that is not going to happen with this because it takes a 3D map. And then it's also machine learning based. So the system will continually learn your face over time, since our faces do slowly change over time, and you have to be able to keep up with that.
How does it work if my face changes? For example, I forget to shave for 3 months, I grow a beard out. Is it still recognizing my face? Is it focused on the eyes?
I'm glad you brought that up because that's something else I wanted to address. We hear this question often. So as you see, I have a beard. If I were to shave this beard and went into the office tomorrow, it is not going to affect anything because it is taking a 3D symmetry picture of my face. So for example, with a woman who may be wearing a lot of makeup one day and then the next day they have zero makeup on, they may look much different than they did the previous day. It will not affect anything because it's taking a 3D map and then a symmetry of your face and taking many data points.
Are there false positives or false negatives? Does that happen?
No, we haven't had that issue.
I'm curious about existing infrastructure. Let's say I have an apartment community and I'm using a smart technology now. How does this technology integrate with the existing systems?
As far as that integration is concerned, it really all depends on what you're asking about that integration. So for instance, if you're looking to integrate into surveillance, we do have a primary surveillance partner. It's a company by the name of Eagle Eye that will integrate into the Swiftlane system. So you go into the Swiftlane software and you have your surveillance cameras all through the Swiftlane dashboard. So it's really convenient in being able to combine your access control, your video intercom, your smart locks, your surveillance all in one dashboard. As far as how we integrate with existing access control within that building, if they're not purchasing our access control, because we offer access control for less important doors like a fitness room, clubhouse, etc. If they want to integrate with us, we're able to do that because we manufacture a door controller, and that door controller has inputs for those existing readers for us to tie into those readers, which saves a lot of people money on hardware. So they're able to come in and upgrade a few doors to face recognition and video intercom access. And if they want to just keep using key cards on those 15 other doors, even though it's not the best way to go about things, but we understand that it's an investment switching all that out, they don't have to switch it out. We could integrate with our system and have that tie in with our software, and then provide a mobile unlock capability as well for much less than having to get new readers on every single door.
This is fascinating technology. I can think of a number of benefits and uses, and I really don't see a lot of downside, but I'm sure in business development you get a lot of objections. What are some of the most common concerns or objections folks have when considering this product?
Yeah, so as far as objections we've seen in the past with other products, a big objection was how well is this going to do against vandals? That's a big time consideration because we're mainly in big cities, New York, Chicago, Miami, LA, San Francisco. So we're in pretty high traffic, dense areas. And the big concern is about that vandal resistance as far as that hardware. So about 18 months ago, we released the SwiftReader X face recognition and video intercom reader, and it's been a big time game changer. It's an IK10 rated device. IK rating is a vandal resistance rating, and it goes from 1 to 10. It doesn't get any better than that. So as far as concerns in the past, people worry about how durable is the hardware, and we made sure to take care of that concern.
As far as security, the security behind the security system, in the day of hacking and everyone trying to gain access, how do you prevent the images from being captured illegally or by another means? What sort of protections do you have in place for those individual images? Yeah,
most definitely. I can't go into detail about that, but what I will tell you, and there's information that I personally don't know, but what I will say is, as far as the protection is concerned, we're really big on both security and privacy of the system. So what I can tell you, how we really take leadership as far as this, we're audited 365 days a year. We're SOC 2, Type 2 compliant. So we do take this really seriously as far as making sure our organization is protecting data. So there's other ways, but that's the number one way, is by becoming as compliant as possible and ensuring that we're doing things internally to protect that data.
On follow-up on that question is, how long is the information retained in whether the cloud or in your system? Is there a timeline on that? Or, for example, I'm a resident, I'm there, 9 months later I move out, I'm no longer there. Is my image still being retained?
Yeah, that data is indefinite, and the building admins only have access to that data within the system. So that data is retained indefinitely. And the buildings we work with, they appreciate that data is not being deleted out once a year and they don't have to pay for extra data storage. They want that to be there definitely in case they need to go back 18 months to look at something. So our clients definitely appreciate that it's there indefinitely.
Michael, I can imagine that there's probably a number of buildings where this doesn't apply from either a financial standpoint or the physical asset itself. I can imagine a high-rise, mid-rise building with a single point of entry. This is a home run. For the garden community, where you have 234 doors and each individual door has its own access point, are you finding customers are taking this? Or is that a harder sell given the multiple number of systems in place?
Yeah, to be straight up, we provide much less value when it's a garden style community. Now, if it's a garden style community and it's a gated community, we do provide a great deal of value there. because you need to be able to manage access and visitors at those perimeter gates. So we provide a lot of value there, even if once you get into the community, you could walk up to your individual unit. But if this is completely open with no gates and you're able to walk up to your individual unit, we're not providing a lot of value. Yeah, we could be used for smart locks on those individual units. We could be used for the controlled access on the common access points like a pool and a fitness room. But what we find is that if it's completely open, a lot of those communities don't have a lot of common access points. So we're still able to add value, but not like we do with a gated garden style, mid-rise, and high-rise. That's where the most value comes from.
You bring up a comment I was thinking about earlier, which was a vendor. You know, Amazon package arrives and they want to get inside the building. How does a vendor that may not already be in the system, how do they gain access to the building?
Yeah, there's multiple ways. So the typical way is our clients will issue a unique permanent PIN for each delivery company. So that building will have a unique PIN for each delivery company. And then, for instance, with Amazon, as you likely know, they have Amazon Key. So we're able to integrate into the Amazon Key as well if a building already has that installed.
Interesting. Curious, obviously you mentioned all the big cities, and we're sitting in Portland, Oregon. We've got a challenging downtown environment where security is very much on the top of many residents' and owners' minds. So I could see where this has extreme value. Have you had success penetrating this market?
Yeah, we're in every major market throughout the country, so absolutely, we've been able to assist on the multifamily side for buildings throughout the Northwest and going beyond to the East Coast, with New York being our number one market.
I was just going to ask, what are your top 3 markets? Just curious, where's the most demand?
Yeah, our top 3 markets, I would say New York, Chicago, and then LA or San Francisco. Those are our top 3.
Yeah, good cities, makes sense. You have a ton of people downtown and you've got some challenging security issues on the street level. I assume you're not the only company out there with this technology, and I've seen some others. Can you tell me a little bit about how your product is different than the competition and what sets you apart?
Yeah, most definitely. Obviously, we get that asked all the time. As far as a general overview is concerned between us and the competition, we are the only or one of the only companies in the US that provide a cutting edge face recognition and video intercom combination, which again is very high security, a very low, incredible experience for residents at these buildings. Also, how we stand out is that a lot of the competition is not a full security tech solution. You can have all your security tech through Swiftlane, from access control, smart locks, video intercom, and surveillance. This is all through the Swiftlane dashboard. Those are a couple areas we stand out. Also, a third important point is that a lot of manufacturers do not even have an IK rating, that vandal resistance rating, on their hardware. Ours is a 10 rating. It doesn't get any better than that. Some of them do, and it might not be that 10. So we're able to stand out there as well.
Yeah, outstanding. It sounds like you've got a pretty wide moat between you and your competition, especially having that security feature in place. Is there anything else that you want to add to the technology or the company and where you guys see yourself going?
Yeah. What I will say is we're a very ambitious company. Our goal is to always stay at the front end of technology. I think we've already proven that through the capabilities we provide now. And down the line, we'll get into other areas of building tech. For instance, we recently released a rent GPT product, and then there will be other building tech solutions that will offer, such as smart thermostats and such. So our goal is to continually evolve and be the most cutting edge system on the market.
One area that I've seen starting to come through is we've seen the smart technology starting with the thermostats and then the smart locks. But one that has become really interesting for owners, especially in the Northwest, is leak detection services. Is that something you guys are considering doing?
Oh, absolutely. That's a crucial need, along with smart thermostats. Smart thermostats is up there as a big time need because it takes away a big operational burden for those that have to manage those thermostats once the units are vacant. You don't have to worry about going to each individual unit. The leak detection is huge as well, because without that in place, that could cost an owner hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know how typical that is, but you need to have those in place just to protect yourself in case of a catastrophe. And it's happened to me personally with my single family home investments. That's on a much smaller scale. But if I had leak detection in my investment properties, I would have saved a good chunk of money.
I can't tell you how many communities I've walked through over the years, and you look underneath the sink and there is a water pattern of dry rot, decay, and likely the tenants known about it for years, but not their building, not their problem. And those problems only get worse with time. So having the ability to detect that leak as an owner and then solve the problem for the tenant's sake would be a great benefit. Michael, I want to thank you for your time today. It was really nice to meet you virtually to talk about your product. Michael Gratteri with Swiftlane, his contact information is below. Michael, thank you again for having us.
Our entire office specializes in multifamily real estate, making HFO the largest multifamily brokerage in the Pacific Northwest. Your success is our passion. Build your legacy with HFO. Call 503-241-5541 or visit our website at hfore.com for more information.